Golden Age Pauldcast. Yoba Doba Man. Yoba Doba, it's a Golden Age Pauldcast. It's a Golden Age Pauldcast and podcast all over the place. Yes, you know how it goes. Pauldcast starring PJ Cote. PJ Cote hosts this shit. Yes, he does. PJ Cote hosts this shit. Alright, and he does it with the help of Bella Ace. She's a dog! Time to get on with the show. That's right, ding dongs and cowbells. This here is the Golden Age Pauldcast. Look at me, I've got some hair on. I'm quite hirsute here in the Golden Age Pauldcast. I got a shirt for free from a Strange Love raffle. Shout out to Weber and all of the homies in Strange Love whatever. My name is PJ Cote. As you can tell from my hat, I'm a little piñata. Piñata, el corazón. And the Golden Age Pauldcast is live and in effect again for season 2. And the reason I wanted to do this is because a whole lot of advancements have happened in the world of the PJ Cote. Been doing comedy a lot and getting up multiple places in the world and gathering new people to peep the Pauldcast. So that's a good part of the process. Not to mention they've been asking me to DJ here and there and everywhere, mostly in Erie over at Feed. And I've done a bunch of mixes that are available on my YouTube along here with the Golden Age Pauldcast. Let's set this down for a second because who wants to be dizzy? Not me. And here in the Golden Age Pauldcast, we will talk about new jokes we've come up with and bits that have happened comedy-wise and the growth of my chin whiskers and a little skateboarding. But at this point, a lot of the Golden Age Pauldcast is necessary to continue this process of spreading the love and the light and the joy and letting people know that we're about to transcend the bullshit and here we go into good times for all, more money, less work, a whole plethora of good times, and it starts with us having a little bit more time to enjoy our existence and a little less costs to do so. That will be explained later, but the good times in the Golden Age exist right this moment. Once again, I'm your affable and venerable host, Mr. PJ Cote, and Bella Ace is around here somewhere. She's probably checking audio levels or monitoring comments. Now, PJ Cote, as a guy, is here to tell you about the Golden Age, but today is kind of more of like to start off the next season. I wanted to do kind of like a cribs. I think there's an earlier sode of the Pauldcast whereupon I kind of like was outside in the cold. I think it was the Coldcast, the Golden Age Coldcast from season 1. And we got to the house and I kind of walked you around and showed you all the goodness. But I've made a lot of changes and probably got more boards and got more shoes and got more movie cameras and got more just about every damn thing. So what I'll do today is we're going to do kind of a KRIBZ cribs, right? Not cribs like, we don't want to take anybody's copywritten stuff. Or like in Trans World, you know how they have like the Raiders of the Lost Archives or whatever. So this is going to be a little bit of that. We did something like this when we did a sticker episode. I did an hour and 40 minutes of my 20-pound bag of 20 pounds. It's probably maybe 10 pounds. But this is a giant bag of stickers that are all organized by board company, wheel company, shoe company, accessory company, music, non-skate stickers, pretty much every little dumb OCD category you could put them. They're all in their own separate Ziploc bags. That's a previous episode of last season, the sticker episode, where we look at about 5,000 decals. I mean, if decals is your thing, then I know a lot of people like stickers. They're mostly skate stickers. Oh, here she is right now. Here's our producer, little Miss Bella Ace. Say hi. Say hi to the people at home. Okay, you can, yeah. Say hi to the people at home, Bella. Bella Ace says hello. She's the producer of the program. She likes to maintain a low profile. She's kind of a scene kid, sort of scene. So she likes to kind of keep my levels good and keep my vibrations positive. She's probably cute. I'm going to keep her. I'm going to keep a dog. Can you help me with the program later? Can you help me with editing? Can you jump in the Final Cut and help me with some editing? Okay, that's a yes. All right. Thank you, Bella. Want a treat? Want a treat while we're here? Let's get you a treat. Get in there, Bella. Get in there. No treats? No treat for a dog? No treat for a dog? Yeah, go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Anyways, I'm going to continue with the Golden Age Pauldcast here from beautiful downtown Erie, PA. And the reason I'm doing that today is because have a look outside. Look at this. You guys ready? Dun, dun, dun. Florida fools, check this. Just give that just a moment. Just give that a few tick-tocks of the clock to just sink in as to what I'm looking at and or dealing with. Like, exactly. Like, what the fuck? Who is going swimming today? Maybe members of the Polar Bear Club. That is beautiful Lake Erie, the minorest of the Great Lakes, the least of the greats. And it's probably 30 degrees right now. So, you know, and that's not even that bad. And back to life. Back to reality. If you look right behind me, that is my beautiful doggy, as well as my gorgeous other person in the house, which is this rubber tree, a ficus, could get up to 40 feet. So I've just recently repotted and added a bunch of new soil to it. So that's domestic as fuck, but it's like the plant from The Professional, you know, that Leon carries with him. The Professional. If you haven't seen that movie, yeah, go do that. That was Natalie Portman's first feature. Anyway, so as we're doing a cribs episode, I should probably jump right into this. We're doing cribs, and my house is clean right now and organized. So all of my personal art on skateboards is featured here. If you'll have a look here, let me just kind of get a little closer. I just got up last night. That's a broken deck that I just painted along, and you know, all of my original arts for the Golden Age. All my original stuffs for the Golden Age. Keeping in mind that if anyone wants to purchase a thing, they're more than welcome to. Let's get a little closer. Do a little pan across. Panorama, panorama, panorama. This is a personal art that I made myself. You can tell these decorations are all somewhat eclectic. All this is my original art that's in here. The toy box with some vintage stuff there. The Aaron wheels, Hot Wheels, some tech decks, if you notice. Tech decks. And I'm going to try to keep it as steady as I can, steady as she goes. Just a little couple of things here. This is kind of my band wall posters for the post-rock and the G world that I love so much. I love how my texts come in with the orchestral hit to accentuate some of the things I say. So that's a Modest Mouse deck. This Modest Mouse one is probably the only official Modest Mouse deck, or at least when it came out. This is all my original. Yeah, this is all my original stuff. It's blowing, snowing, so I must get going. All right, this is the obviously the High 8 Handycam Pro. I want to give you a good angle of this. So this is the original cam, the 93 setup, the High 8 3-chip VX3 with the original .48 original fisheye, super wide angle 0.42x. A shout out to Howie Glover for helping me outfit the original vintage setup for original skate filming. And obviously also have a VX 2000. Well, obviously not because you don't know, but in this backpack here is a VX 2000 with the Mark 1 Center Optics lens. So once again, these are all like, pieces of art that I done. I really like that tree. And then these 3 boards, Lance Conklin helped me design because he found some material at this thrift store when he was visiting, and we bought the material. I bought the material, and then just over a few months, like made 3 different decks there for the Golden Age. So fridge. The man's fridge says a lot about him. So, and then finally, before we go, this is out of this room. This will be my 1936 Monarch Silver King racer bike. This is an original team model racer bicycle. I got it in LA from a heavy metal guitarist named Tad Schumacher. All right, we're gonna keep moving into the hallway, and there's more of my original arts. That one is not my arts, but that is from Mike Angro. That Lucky Strike there, Mike Angro. I guess everything's backwards. Maybe I should switch it around. Let's just switch it around. Okay. That might be better. All right, let's just do it this way. All right. Original arts all over the place. We'll just do another quick jaunt through the kitchen. All my original arts and crafts. And that was done at my solo art show. I just added the yellow later, but that was my solo exhibition in 2012. I used my skateboard to paint a lot of that. So we're going to move along. Obviously, so much art everywhere to behold, even in the bathroom. It's the Golden Age Pauldcast. We're going through the cribs at last, and look at all the skateboards that we used to blast airs and kickflips. All right, that's my current setup. I'm at 7.5 inches for my street board, and that cruiser board is pretty big honking deck for some cruisings, and a pretty mellow deck for flippings. Going back to the 7.5, you guys. And the bathroom even has Golden Age goodness and original art and Golden Age skateboards and Golden Age this and that and Golden Age bric-a-brac, Golden Age. See, you guys don't think like I'm making sense with the Golden Age, are you? You don't really see that there's a method to this madness. All right, the Golden Age exists along with all these rocks. This was my first skateboard contest win. How many people on this feed have ever won a skate contest? February 2nd, 1990. That makes me old as F-U-C-K. So the Golden Age exists all over the place. And, we keep it moving. This is my postcard door. It's got postcards are doing them for themselves. Turn on the light. Postcards are doing it for themselves. That's that solo exhibition I was telling you about. We have Hawaii and Weeki Wachee, and we have San Francisco where they dance to disco, and we have Minnesota where they drinking soda. All right, Kiss Me, I'm Irie. Shout out to my kid. There's Mike Anderson, one of the best to ever do it. Original postcard for Dogtown Z-Boys documentary. Shout out to Ron Knigge for the new deal. And props to Mount Fuji and Alyssa for sending me that years ago. Greetings from Nebraska. Use a real corn husker. Shout out to the Buddha images at the Temple of Dawn. I think that's Thailand. And then this was taken somewhere in like the Midwest. All right, postcards, reel to reel. That was my first art show I ever did in 2005. My brother's skateboard video. I got promotional shit from my first skate video. Speaking of first skate video, that was my first skate video, Disaster Piece. RS2 was Ray Stevens. He was in the faction. And then, my time as a Seawolf. And my favorite company, and probably my favorite dude, John Montesi. Kick flipping a big barrel on flat. Alright, we're moving it forward. This is some more of my beautiful original artwork. Could or could not be yours. You just want to purchase it, you just holler at your boy. And then those are my riders. So that's probably my oldest original work there from 04. 05, 03, 05, 05, is that a 5? Must be a 5. Okay. All right, now we're in the main living room. I keep a museum quality skateboard right here at the corner. In case y'all don't know, this right here is probably one of the rarest and most collectible skateboards ever done made. The H Street John Schultz 1 from 1988. It's got the OJ2 team wheels. I did some salt and pepper ventures. This is all 1988 vintage, down to the bearings and hardware. The whole thing is in the stickers, everything, nothing reproduction. That's a original H Street skateboard, probably from the first run of the H Street decks. So I keep this nice. It ain't gonna get ridden. Nobody better ever ride that bad boy. I'll just set it down. Alright, so I got my stereo system with my record player, so I can bump musics. Shout out to Temporary Residence Limited. And I just play my little tunes on here, and they bump pretty good through this old Admiral hi-fi stereo 8-track player. 8-track don't work, but whatever. Alright, let's look at all the decks here. Start with this West Side. This West Side is signed by like 15 dudes. This was the Baker West Side. So Jeff Lenosi's on it. And then a bunch of West Side dudes, probably 15 signatures of either West Side riders or dudes who work there. Here's the Lizard King. We love us a Lizard King. He was briefly on Space Pupil, but got a signed poster from him in parts. And I like it. It's embossed, if you notice. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but it's got some embossment on that, so that's pretty boss. More original art. Shout out to the Satori family. I used to work there in San Francisco. And here's my two favorites I put right over the couch. That's my favorite Sean Cliver graphic. That's Strange Love. And then shout out to Pat Duffy. This board is one of my favorite wall hangers. The other side is even cooler. Then these three, I got somehow obsessed with this Todd Bradford graphic, and I needed all three. They're docked. They got the fuzzies. You got the fuzzies. And I had to have all three of those, so there they are. This is kind of some of the stuff I've done this year. The 80s party, I did a 5-hour mix of 80s music, Nightmare on State Street on the 24th. I hosted my own open mic last year, Comedy As You Are. That was our open mic at Voodoo Brewery. And so this place has a lot of boards. This is kind of a little memorial space here for Ben Ramers. And Ben Ramers' last deck, and Gabriel Rodriguez, rest in peace. So I rode a bunch of his boards. I rode 2 or 3 of these when I was a kid. And just posted this up last night, the Lottie. I think that goes good vertically or horizontally on the wall there. It's a reproduction Lottie. And this Nodus I hand painted and then added the claw marks with wood grain style, like wood grain paper. That's like a shelving paper that was adhesive. And then, as you can tell, good golly almighty. Alright, so this is my little Green Lantern shrine here. It starts with this Eunice deck, and then just a bunch of Green Lantern stuff here. I'll give this a moment to... Green Lantern, Green Lantern, Green Lantern. I'm kind of fixated on Green Lantern. That painting was done with my skateboard at my solo show in 2012. Some World Industries ephemera. My little Lance Conklin thing right over my TV. I got two of the Lance reissues, and then yeah, Lance is a homie for life. So got those, and then I just put this one up last night as the aisle. Rest in peace. Steve Maynard designed this deck. Oh, can't turn it that way. Which has all of the famous Erie skate shops and skate things over the years in cooperation with 2189. Props to those guys. All right, and you can see my fly eases. And shout out to Danny Sargent. He signed this one in 2019, and that's Jay Howell art. Have you know Jay Howell from Bob's Burgers? Um, I got this deck from an old 6040 rider, and this is an original. This is not a reproduction. It'll probably never reproduce, I don't think. This is a slick bottom Ron Chapman that I got from an old a 6040 rider. And then this one's also signed by Danny Sargent. And this was the poster for my skate video in 06. I've always had this little Liechtenstein poster in all my apartments. Woo! Tampa Bay love here with the Jeff Lenosi Baker. That's an original. That's not a reproduction. That's probably 2001, maybe 2003, 2000, maybe even older, maybe 99. Not sure. This Dustin Egling is also a Buccaneer thing, so this is my like homage to the Bucks. Never ridden this board, but not sure I will. But I know Dustin kind of has hats like that a lot, so that's why I hung some hats on this. This is the original Super Bowl hat. So anyway, I got some shoes, got a Lazy Boy, got a leather jacket, got some framed art skis. These are my daily drivers. These are the obviously everyone knows about the Space Hippies, but these are the ones I wear every day, so I keep them close. Just got these. And then shout out to Chris Markovich, probably one of the best artists in the skate world and still shredding super hard for his age or for any age. And here's my poster for my solo exhibition. Welcome back, Iron Cross. And we're going to move into the bedroom and get the last business out of here. More perfectly precious, priceless artwork from Paul Cote. And here's the final thing. Of course, the bed's unmade because we don't want to disturb Bella. Bella, are you keeping an eye open on things? Thank you. She just winked. You guys all saw that. So yeah, I saw David Tell. Told him I'm a comedian. He said, "See you down the road." So I'm gonna hold you to that, David Tell. And when I first moved here, I got this giant "Don't Give Up the Ship." It spans the entire width of my room, so I'm holding on to that. I got kind of a archive here of movie cameras in kind of a cage display. So I kind of think that's cool. And it's just kind of a cool like archive of movie Super 8 cameras. Then I got a lot of Seawolves hats. Count them. There's like 18 Seawolves hats. All types of different Seawolves, moon mammoths, pepperoni balls, Seawolves, piñatas, Seawolves, oat milkers, Seawolves, pepperoni balls. That's all just Erie hats, bro. And got a whole collection of those. And here, let's have a look at the almost dirty dozen here. So this is kind of like a progression of skateboard like shapes, right? So this is 83. That's the Brand X Weirdo. That's probably 85, 86. That's the one of the blind bag Nodus ones with the sequence. You can see the Nodus graphic like back in the background in like a translucent. But that was a probably 86, 85 shape. Now you're getting 87, 88 with John Shelter's 2. That's one of the first H Street reissues. Moving over, this is the Jim Phillips signed 30th anniversary Screaming Hand. So I got the stickers, the poster, the board. The more rare ones were a black background, but after the first 100, there were these blue ones up to 500, but they only made 500 of those. This was a reproduction of the first John Montesi graphic. They had 3 different colors. I thought this was the dopest. This was a hand-drawn version of the Dream one, but they call it the other Dream, and that's a slick bottom. This was a Supreme board that Lance gave me when Todd Jordan sent him a few of those because they kind of just put this board out without talking to Lance through Cliver. But they sent him a few boards, and I grabbed one of those. This is probably, I think, the first jacuzzi deck. It's a great shape. Attempted to ride it. Rest in peace to your boy Gabriel Rodriguez. This is not the original deck, but this is kind of like how Art of Skateboarding got its start. Is because there were some decks that came out on popsicles that should have been footballs, and they tried to figure out why these decks. Basically, the story was this is the original slick bottom that Rocco had, and somebody grabbed a bunch of the slick bottoms, the actual plastic slicks, and put them on decks like 5, 6, 7 years later, and sold them as new old stock on eBay. So that's kind of this deck particularly is kind of like the start of how Art of Skateboarding website started. This is one of my favorites. If you don't love Consolidated, you're a weirdo. But yeah, that's not offensive, right? And then the West Side, I think this 20th anniversary. Yeah, 20th anniversary deck, 7.75. And then moving on from there, I'm just going to go right into the Strange Love stuff. But we'll start actually over here. This is the flip 50th anniversary for the Cheech and Chong, so it's got a gold background. And then this is the West Side Lenosi, or West Side Baker collab for Jeff Lenosi. That's signed by Jeff. And then a Lance Mountain flip. So without any further ado, we're going to finish off. This is my 75-year-old JC Higgins tank bike. It's a medium weight, and for those who like vintage bikes, that's a 75-year-old bicycle. Let's enjoy that for a second. Let's not tarry too long, but let's enjoy that for a moment. And then shout out to Brian Downey and the Falcon Boss. Obviously my family tree and some Tampa Pro stuff. But let's move on right to finish this off over with the Strange Love stuff. So this is all my Strange Love stuff all in one place. And that's the Lance and Scott and Bo print. This is the entire capsule. Let me get out of the shadow. That's the entire capsule there for Full Court, the first release from Full Court. There's the deck for Full Court, and the shirt, the stickers, the print, all that stuff. So the entire drop I got for that first Full Court collab. I had another one of these decks, but I sold it to Jim Westerman. All right, so Strange Love from the top. I hand painted these when the boxes came with the deliveries of Strange Love shit. I painted them myself. This is a good one with the Charlie Manson. I just tried to do like realistic color scheme for that. So I think that's kind of cool. We can look at, pause on this for a second. That's pretty bitchin'. And, that's the Strawberry Shortcake graphic. If you know Strange Love, you know it. If you don't, look it up yourself. All right, Strange Love. There's the 8-inch. 8-inch Strange Love. I think you guys know this one. That's the collaboration with the skate shop in Atlanta. Atmosphere? ATL? Anyway, I think I forgot that one, but Grant Taylor's dad used to own it. Thomas Taylor, yeah. I think it's Atmosphere. Anyway, this is the Full Court collab. Spalding, you get it. This is a controversial subject, possibly. Is this guy directing something? Huh. This one's Flock 2. This is actually a Paisley deck. This is the Mike Dare collaboration with Rolling Hills, his Grow collab, his Grow scenario. And I just got this one yesterday. This is a 9-inch beast with the kind of the main Strange Love logo. And then these ones, that's kind of nudity, so we won't tarry on those too long. But this one up here I just got yesterday too, and that one is signed. So, I'm not ashamed of my collection of Cliver stuff. This whole wall is Cliver. This is obviously a Costin 101 and a a 101 notice. But this is all drawn. This entire wall is drawn by Sean Cliver. This is the Cliver wall, y'all. The Cliver wall. So, I got me an old Flip Adventurer backpack from the late 90s for any of the any lamp logo collectors. This one's kind of a gem. Anyway, so, as it looks like, I've done a good 30 minutes of this horse shit. And methinks, you look at my bitchin' fridge in the background. I think I've probably done my business here at the Golden Age Pauldcast here for 2025. Once again, been doing a lot of comedy and doing a lot of DJing and other shit. So keep me in mind. If in case you're wondering what's on my feet, we want to do that because we do have robots for your feet as its own concept. As you can see today, got some pretty wild sneakers on. I think these are the trays. I think y'all know when you see what these kicks can be. Shout out to Mike Angro for trading these for some Profeers. Adidas for Adidas. That is what you need is, fo. All right, yo, I'm done bloviating and self-promoting. So you see my clean apartment, my plants, my boards, my bicycles, and all my other unmentionables. So once again, my name's PJ Cote. This was your Golden Age Pauldcast. We can just do a good half an hour episode. Maybe we won't do an hour and a half going through this next season. Maybe we'll just stick to 30, 40 minute episodes. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with a beautiful background of snow and lights here in Erie, Pennsylvania, with a little bit of outro music. So let me do that for you here. Bong, 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 hum, boing, boing, doing, 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 boing, doing, 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 doing. Yobadoba, see you later. I'm PJ Cote. This is the Golden Age Pauldcast, Season 2, Episode 1. It's a go, go, go. Whee! Go jump in the lake. 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 Go jump into the lake.